How do you feel when you see someone that may have started off on a bad track, maybe getting in a lot of trouble, and then they change their life around for the better and start making an impact in the community?
I'm pretty excited because that tells us the system's working. And I like to tell this one story that I I auction off days with a sheriff or lunch with a sheriff, and what happens? People go to their different charities and fundraisers, and if they don't raise up to like 2,000 or 2,500 to spend the day with the sheriff, anything less than that is lunch with the sheriff at the jail. So one day I had these two or three folks that were having lunch with me at the jail, and there was this one man, and he was a huge man. I mean, he was tall. His shoulders were that wide. He would have made a great defensive or offensive lineman in professional sports. I mean, he was big man. So after lunch. I said, okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go down and let y'all see a jail cell, and see how we supervise the people. And all of a sudden he asked me, he says, was that in block this or cell that? And I go, so I'm thinking now he's worked in maintenance in our facility, or maybe he helped build the facility. And he said, no, 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 I haven't done that. He says, I've been in jail. I said, you've been in jail? He said, yeah. He said, I spent my teenage years, my 20s, my 30s in and out of jail. I know this jail as well as your detention deputies do. I said, well, what are you doing here now? He said, well, when I got in my late 30s, I woke up one morning on a violation of probation in this jail. I spun around and I put my bare feet on that cold concrete. And I said, I don't want to ever come back here again. So I got out. I went to work at a business. I now manage that business. I got married. I've got two children. Now, he was now in probably his late 40s, so this is 10 years later. And he said, I went to a charity auction, and he said there was lunch for the sheriff. I paid $250 to come here and eat the same stuff that y'all used to feed me for free. And I go, well, tell me about that. He said, well, I wanted to prove to myself that I could walk in, have lunch with the sheriff, walk into a jail, have lunch with the sheriff, and turn around and walk out of the jail when I wanted to. Well, that guy's my hero. I thought, this is perfect. This is the guy I'm looking for, because I don't ever get to see him. All I get to see is the ones that come back and come back and come back and come into the system. But that man made a difference. And I said, tell me, what changed your life? He said, well, y'all offered me all the rehab programs, the drug programs, the alcohol programs, the counseling, the probation, he said, but I was young and I was going to do what I wanted to do and not follow society's rules. He says, but when I woke up that morning and I put my bare feet on that cold floor, I thought to myself, I am tired of coming to jail. He said it was age and self-determination that I wouldn't come back, but I had to make one more trip back to prove that I was a productive person in society. Well, what he was a leader in society, you see. For a long time, he wanted to lead against the rules of society. And now he's leading in society. He's happily married. He's got children he's raised in the right way. He's a boss at his business. He could have done that same thing in his early 20s, but he had to grow up first.